What is going on, guys? Ultimate Deadpool here. Real quickly, ignore that cord hanging down in the background. That is to a new fan that I just put off to the side here because it gets hot as hell underneath my work desk section with the lights that I have above. So I have a fan over here now, so hopefully I will not sweat to death when doing videos at my little studio section. So I was not expecting to do another Blur build video this week, or really at all shortly. But his T-shirt came in. I painted the S shield myself. Tried to mimic the one that they used for the season 9 season. Well, all of season 9 as possible, best as I could. And his trench coat is supposed to be here on Monday. So I will have this guy 100% done hopefully by then. Because last time I checked my updates, it is currently in Dallas. And since tomorrow is Sunday, it will more than likely be coming here on Monday. Now, and that's perfectly fine by me. The faster I can get this guy done, the better off and happier I'll be. It's not perfect. Okay? I know that the S shield isn't perfect, but for me, it's close enough. And right now, like I said in my last video, he is displayable this way because at the end of season 9, he did look like this because he had taken the trench coat off to fight General Zod. In the rain and everything else in between. So technically, right now, he is displayable like this. I will, of course, probably pop him in my cabinet, even though I probably also won't do that, just because since his trench coat is supposed to be here on Monday, there's no sense in putting him in the cabinet just to take him out 2 days later. So he may just sit around on a shelf in my bedroom or whatever until he gets his trench coat. I'm not worried about painting the hands because the skin tone is a very close match to the head anyway. We discussed this yesterday. His pants, there could be a little bit darker, but I mean, they look like black jeans. So I mean, that's really all it was. It was black jeans, black boots, a black T-shirt with the House of L logo spray painted on it, and a black trench coat. So that's pretty much all it was. And I tried my best to make the S shield look more like the actual screen used one from the show, and this was as close as I could get. So I'm not going to turn him around because I accidentally did get the shirt on backwards and did the same shield on it. I hand painted the shield on it, the shirt backwards, and then went to go cover up everything as fast as I could with black paint when I realized that the shirt was on backwards. In all fairness, though, there is no label on the shirts on the shirt that says face this way or head that way, or whatever. I just put it on. I thought it looked right, and went ahead and did the S shield on it. So he does have a slight mess up on his back. But once I put the trench coat on, you're never going to see it anyway. And I'm never going to display him without the trench coat unless I just leave it like this until the trench coat gets here, which I'm going to have to do because otherwise I have to strip him naked and leave him alone. And the shoes were a pain in the ass to feed through the jeans, so I am definitely not interested in doing that. So he's just going to stand there looking like this and on a shelf until his trench coat eventually gets here, hopefully on Monday. With USPS being the way it is, or FedEx being the way it is, I should get that stuff Monday. So, yay. I do have other videos planned. I know it's been nothing but 1/6 scale stuff for a while, and I am sorry for that. But for those of you who do stick around and watch these type of videos, I do appreciate it. Especially custom work like this, because I do this type of stuff as like the custom stuff to show that anyone can do it. If you have the time, if you have the patience for it, you can do something like this, and it's not going to break the bank or you know, be all that difficult to do. Like I just said, all this is black boots, black jeans, and a black t-shirt, and a really good pre-painted Tom Welling head on a generic everyday body. And while yes, I did have to hollow out the boots for the ankles so that way the ankle connectors would fit inside the boots correctly, that's really all I did physically, aside from paint the S shield on the shirt twice, which the first time was a mess up, but that's besides the point. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. That's all I've done to this. And it's so easy to do. And that's why I do videos like this. I do videos that shows, step-by-step processes on how to, what it looks like, what it is looking like halfway done. And each time I get a new piece, I do a video about it, like I'm doing with Springtrap, who is going to hopefully be getting more videos on him soon, because I'm tired of him not being completed. And I figured out a much, much, much simpler way to hopefully do it. So hopefully Springtrap will be getting more updates before too long. Because I have not forgotten about him. He's still standing in my garage incomplete, and it's driving me crazy. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So I do custom videos like this showing custom figures. So that way, if I can do it, you certainly can. And that's exactly why I do videos like this. If I can do it, you definitely can. Because it just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and sometimes trial and error. But that's just what a custom is. And if you're a perfectionist like me and it has to be perfect, then yeah, you might struggle with it and you might have to do it once or twice. That's exactly what I did here. I'm a perfectionist. I didn't want to display him with the shirt on backwards. I could have easily done that, but then you couldn't see his neck. So I decided to go ahead and flip the shirt around, paint the side that I had just done it in all black, so that way it at least somewhat matched, and then redo the shield on the front of the shirt. So just so you guys do believe me on this, because there's going to be a lot of people out there who say I was full of crap. You can clearly see right there the original S shield that I did painted over in black, so that way I could have the shirt be at least somewhat cleaner than it was beforehand. But since I used a very glossy black, because that's all I had, yeah, it's not really good like that. But once I get the black trench coat in, it's not going to matter anyway, because it's going to be covered by the stupid trench coat. And that's the more iconic look for him anyway, because he had the trench coat on every single time he wore this outfit. So, but anyway, that's why I do custom builds and stuff like this on the channel, day-to-day things, so that way you can see firsthand how it starts off, how it ends up looking like by the end of everything. And if it helps you do, okay, it started off looking like this, looking like a jumbled mess of parts, and then you just simply add another piece to it. So little by little, like I'm doing with him, it goes to show people who don't think that they can do it that, hey, you can do it if I can do it. Because I suck at doing this kind of thing. Ben 10 and a couple of other characters are a perfect example of that. But with a little bit of time and a little bit of patience, and if you can find the right stuff to do it, it does work, and you can do it. So I do have 2 other 1/6 scale figures that I want to get start making before too long. But unfortunately, I will have to paint their heads. And since it's the same actor just playing 2 different characters, it is an actual live action person or character, so I do have to try to make it look as realistic as I can, so that way hopefully it'll look better than Ben 10's head. Now the only reason like I've said before in multiple videos, the only reason why Ben 10's head looks the way it does is because he is a 2D character, so I can accept the fact that he only has a really bland, basic painted face, because he's a 2D character. He doesn't have to look realistic. So, And that's my logic behind that, but I'm sure eventually I'll redo his head anyway, because otherwise it's going to just drive me crazy, especially when I know that how to make a head look like that. I just haven't practiced on it yet. So anyway, I have completely gone off the rails and off topic on this video, but this is what season 9 Smallville, Clark Kent, or the Blur, is looking like so far. And yes, they did call him the Blur in season 9 and most of season 8 and all of season 10, just because he could not fly, so he just ran everywhere. But honestly, with back to the actual figure, with the t-shirt added on, his proportions look so much better. Like, that almost looks like a real dude standing in front of me right now, because of how good the shirt ties everything together, and obviously it covers up the shoulder joints and everything else, but it also bulks him up enough to where it looks like a real person almost, and unless that's just me. The only thing giving it away is his exposed elbow joints. I personally don't care about an exposed joint with stuff like this, because at the end of the day, it has to move somehow or it's not a figure. So I'm okay with that. I know there's a lot of people out there that exposed joints like that would drive them crazy, and they would have to use a seamless body to do something like this and display it like this. But for me personally, I don't care. He's more than likely either going to be standing like that, looking badass as all hell, or he's going to be in a running pose, because that's why he was called the Blur. And even his display base says the Blur. So, more than likely, I'll probably just have him standing straight up and down, similar to this. But since his outfit is all fabric, I may just say screw it and have him go ahead and be in a running pose. It just determines on how functional the trench coat is. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think of this guy in the comments down below. Do you guys like this guy so far? So far, nobody has watched my previous video on this guy, but hopefully, well, at least not the full video. They watched the short. But anyway, this guy's turning out great so far. I cannot wait to finish him on Monday with the trench coat, everything said and done. So, and this guy is probably going to be one of my best customs to date. Mostly just because of how accurate it looks, and how easy it was to do. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think of this, and I'll catch you guys all next time. Bye.